Hello there, my name is Shayla and I am your psychological plug for all things mental health. I am a licensed mental health professional and I create educational mental health videos. We are continuing our series on the process of starting therapeutic services from the moment you commit to reaching out to the very first time you link up with your clinician. We are so glad to have you here with us. From this video moving forward, we're going to talk about some of the experiences in the stages where you've finally been matched up with a clinician and you are about to collaborate on your first ever treatment plan. Every clinician is different and has their own style. Remember, you're being matched up with the clinician based off of what your needs are. That information that was gathered with our first contact from client care and through the assessments that helped us learn a little bit more about you. Your courage and your vulnerability is the very reason this therapeutic relationship is getting started, and we want you to trust it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's why a lot of people struggle with this. It's because it is new, and it's a new relationship at that. The therapeutic alliance between the client and the clinician can also be looked at like a nice concoction of how each person is going to show up in the relationship and the rapport, the vibe. And it keeps coming up. Yeah, I do think a lot of people are resistant to therapeutic services for just that very reason. It's about to be a new relationship, and that's kind of scary. But remember, this is all about you. You're in control. So here's how we can help by navigating some of those anxious emotions. If there's something that's bothersome, let us know. If there is a reaction that you may have that reminds you of something traumatic in your life, we want to hear about it. And no, you are not a burden for sharing how you feel with us. And you know what? Here's a bonus with therapeutic services. If there is ever a situation where maybe it's not a fit or it's not a match with your clinician, that's okay too. Transparency is at the heart of rapport building. Okay. So relationships are scary. And the duality is that relationships are a part of our wellness model. Relationships do shape and impact our esteem and the way that we engage with people. I know you've been through a lot. People have wronged you, not given you a chance, and only choose to see you through one lens. And I'm truly sorry for that. Let's do ourselves a favor. Let's believe that this relationship is for our highest good and potential. And with that in mind, what do you want this relationship to look like? Consider this. Through collaborative effort between your clinician and yourself, you will have created the ultimate vibe. That vibe consists of transparency, trust, and respect. This journey that you're on is one that is sacred and deserves to be valued. You deserve to value yourself. And that's exactly what you're doing. That's what all these steps are for. So don't stop. Keep pushing on your therapeutic journey. So, treatment planning. This is the blueprint, the bread and butter, where the collective effort really starts to blossom. We've used assessment and explored reasons why we sought out therapeutic services in the first place. And now we're sitting across from our clinician, or telehealth across the screen from our clinician. When this happens, you may or may not already be experiencing some anxiety. Some anxious thoughts may include, so what's supposed to happen next? And how exactly is this supposed to go? What do I do with my hands? So a gentle reminder, trust the process and no questions are off the table. When you start talking with your therapist, don't worry about the order. If there's one job for a client to have, it would be to share. You've seen this picture before, right? Yep, we got you. And we cannot stress enough the emphasis of trusting the process within this collaboration. And I cannot stress enough two important elements. One, we as clinicians may collectively provide input and recommendations. However, it is still and will always be the client's choice. And if at any point during these services, number two, you feel like this isn't a match, that's okay too. We'll find a different clinician that will help you meet your needs. So here are some tips for minimizing some of the stressors you may experience leading up to that first scheduled session. This is a big deal, and we want to take it just as serious as you do. So first off, cultivate space for this session. There is a lot of stigma towards mental health, and I, for one, am not going to gaslight you. After that first session, you may experience slight emotional exhaustion, potentially due to all the anxiousness leading up to your session. Two, dedicate time. Dedicate time, dedicate time. This cannot work without you. This new alliance is technically like a new habit, and new habits take dedication to form. Three, feelings are going to surface, and it's natural. We live in a world where showing emotion is not necessarily the top three choices when it comes to how to cope, but we're going to unlearn and rebuild and advocate on that stigma. I hope you found that video to be valuable. And if you liked that video, go check out these other ones. And if you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share.